Warning, there's some sensitive material used in this video. Hey guys, so I know I've been gone for a while, but life has been busy. I'm not gonna stop making videos, so I've been really reminiscing about Kevin Conroy and his impact on my life. And I've been playing Arkham Knight. I know it's not the most popular Arkham game, and I played the other ones recently. Just needed some time to just breathe a little. So I wanted to share with y'all that I at one point got really depressed, and Arkham Knight kind of helped me out of that depression. Joker was basically my bad thoughts that I had in my head, and I knew I had to conquer them like the way Batman did in the video game. And Kevin Conroy having a deep tie to my roots as a kid, because I used to watch the Batman show all the time, watched all the animated movies. I kind of grew up with Kevin Conroy as Batman. So every time I read a comic, I hear Kevin Conroy. And then Justice League Unlimited. I was watching it out of the blue, and then all of a sudden, the song comes on. Am I blue? I was like, okay, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but it finally clicked. I was like, it's time to make it. So here is his life story of Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman we've ever got. About 30 years ago, he ventured into an audition that will change his life and become a character who resonates with millions. I was often in awe that I landed the role.
Growing up in the 50s and 60s, growing up gay made it very difficult for me.
But I had to keep a large part of myself locked away.
I hoped and I prayed that it would go away, and all the ridicule of the men fighting back, we still didn't have a place in this world. So I had to wear a mask, and with my family deteriorating right in front of me, with an alcoholic father and a schizophrenic brother and parents divorcing, it all finally came ahead.
Very dark time in our lives. He had tried to kill
From a
himself.
self-inflicted wound and an empty bottle in his other hand, my mother could not face him. With no support from my family,
And then I got a scholarship to go to Juilliard, and I moved into New York when I was 17. And I've been supporting myself ever since.
like every student actor, I had to struggle with odd jobs in order for my mask to work, so that way I can have and facilitate a career. I had to keep my private life a secret. But when it comes to theater, nothing ever stays quiet for long, especially when I had some high-profile gay roles. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a rare form of cancer and debilitating pneumonia, strong and energetic man, started to disappear, and I was hoping it wouldn't affect me. But instead, friends, my agent, assistant, actors I admired, funerals became common. A whole generation of men were suddenly at risk of contracting what became known as AIDS. Then, in an unexpected and embarrassing moment,
At the bar, with all my coworkers being there, all of a sudden I had one actor tell me an awful word that completely shook me to my core. It ruined my vibe for the rest of the night. I just told him I had to get up early for the next day and acted like it didn't affect me. After that night, I was known as just that other guy. I finally landed a role, and with the grueling work schedule, I was excited and motivated to work. I had no distractions, and I dissected the script with colors and everything. I had a challenge to dive inside the mind but not get lost within the character. And then one day during production, all of a sudden I was hit with some wonderful news that my agent said that he thinks that he landed a role for me and he needed me to stay for a little longer, even though I had to go and look out for Chris, my brother. It was hard to maintain a house back in Connecticut. While I was gone, I had to provide for my brother, as my father could not. Lucky for me, I had a good caretaker named Jerry, and he would make sure my brother took his meds. If not, the house would be in chaos. The producer never answered any of my calls, so I just ended up leaving to go check on an old friend of mine. He was in his last stages of the AIDS, and he was a casting director who always championed my work. We both grew up just a few miles from each other. Both of us grew up with the same upbringing, Catholic Irish. I was part of the group of friends that kept him company while he slipped into dementia. He had written a play about being gay and having AIDS in Hollywood, and we told him it was going into production, but we needed him to direct us.
And for one final time, I tried to find the elusive producer. But when his voice came on, that same word that was used at the bar hit me like a gut punch that I didn't expect. He said, "After all, we're not going to need you." I mean, after I pitched them to you, I didn't expect that type of reaction. I mean, there's a lot that I didn't know about you. I wish you could have warned me. Also, heads up, forget about that network. I don't think they'll ever hire you for a lead, but good luck out there. Then everything kind of just settled in. I was completely stunned, and I just thought to myself, 20 years gone, wasted, trying to chase this, thinking I was nothing else more than just what they called me. I had just been fooling myself. So I left New York and I went back to Connecticut. When I got to the house, there was no answer when I rang the bell. I had a key, so I let myself in. But the air was thick with cigarette smoke as I approached my brother Chris. I struggled to get him up, but then he finally got up himself. But he was saying all this nonsense until he told me the word again. And the word hissed and snapped so hard within me. I just called the psych ward to get him admitted back in for a voice acting job for a new series called WB's Batman the Animated Series. I walked in to meet the creative team, Bruce Timm, Andrea Romano, and others. They walked me through the character. He explained to me how at a young age Bruce Wayne lost his parents in Crime Alley and how he has formed dual personalities that deal with the agony of childhood. A mask of confidence and one racked with conflict and wounds. Could I relate if they asked? And he said, "Give me a minute. Let's see where I can go." I imagined myself as a young Bruce Wayne, witnessing my parents attacked and crumbling in front of my feet, their blood lying in the filth of Crime Alley. And I just pictured my own father lying drunk in a pool of his own dried up blood. As Bruce, I comfort them in my arms. As Kevin, I cradled my bloody father as he struggled for life. As Kevin, I held Chris, cradling in my arms as he was plagued by the voices that raved him. As Bruce, I felt disoriented and lost, not sure of my identity as my parents were cruelly yanked from me. As an actor, how could I not feel the same? Did I have a public face or a private one? Was there too many compromises? My heart pulsated. I drew a great breath, and from out of nowhere, a voice I didn't recognize came out of me. And it was a voice that forever changed my life. After 30 years of frustration, confusion, denial, and yearning for what could finally give my life an anchor and an identity. And yes, I can relate. This is terrain I know too well. I felt Batman rising from deep within.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I know James Gunn just dropped a whole lot of stuff recently, and I know I haven't talked about it, but I'm going to be on a podcast with Crossover Comics. If y'all don't know who they are, please go. I'm going to put the link down below. So go give them a sub. Go follow them on TikTok, YouTube. They have a great podcast, and I was invited on, and we talked about it. So if you want to hear my full thoughts on it, go over there, check them out. Also, they have really great stuff, especially if you're in the TikTok world. You should definitely give them a follow. I really urge you to, but that's where you'll hear most of my thoughts. Overall, I'm super excited. I got to start reading my Omnis because mainly I read the Marvel Omnis for for my reviews, just to compare. And I will definitely will do the Green Lantern run eventually. My Grant Morrison Omnis, whenever I get the chance. I can't wait to read all this and share with y'all my thoughts. And you never know, later down the line there'll be giveaways. You don't know. But in the meantime, guys, I really do appreciate y'all being here. And I hope I did a good enough job with Kevin Conroy's story for y'all. I know I don't really do this, and it's Kevin Conroy, so I wanted to do my best that I could. A little better than I could, just to push myself a little farther. But I still got that Batwoman I'm going to do. That's the official thing now. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of his story? Is it inspirational? Also, Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. I really would help. It would really help y'all liking the videos. It helps me stay in the algorithm. It helps me get my videos pushed. And I'm still like on the independent stuff. I have to compete with all the bigger YouTube guys. So really do appreciate y'all's love and time watching my videos. I really do. If I had to pick top 3 projects I'm most excited for James Gunn's new reinvention, it's got to be, let's do it for Swamp Thing, the Green Lanterns, Superman Legacy, and Brave and the Bold. Very excited that they're introducing the Bat Family. But like I said, guys, and y'all have a wonderful day. If y'all are watching this, deuces, guys. Y'all have a good one.
I'm not a disgrace. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.